In the quiet of a Brisbane home on the morning of February 28th, 2026, Australian entertainment lost one of its warmest, most instantly recognizable voices when Jamie Dunn, the beloved actor, comedian, and the man who gave life to the unforgettable character Agro, passed away peacefully at the age of 73. There was no crash, no sudden accident on the road, just the gentle close of a life that had brought laughter, comfort, and pure childhood joy to millions across more than 4 decades. His family released a short, heartfelt statement that carried the same gentle humor Jamie himself was famous for. "Our dad left us quietly this morning, surrounded by love. He lived every day with kindness, mischief, and a smile that could light up any room. We're heartbroken, but so grateful for the life he gave us and the happiness he gave everyone else." As tributes continue to pour in, from co-stars, childhood fans now grown, and broadcasters who work beside him, the sense of loss feels personal, almost familial. Jamie wasn't just a performer. He was part of Saturday mornings, part of growing up, part of the soundtrack of so many Australian lives. Tonight, let's take a slow, grateful walk through his story, from a mischievous kid in Brisbane to the man who made Agro a national treasure. Celebrating the wife who was his partner in every sense, the family that was his greatest joy, the simple, grounded life he chose, and a laughter he gave so freely that still echoes in lounge rooms across the country. Jamie Dunn was born on February 22nd, 1953, in Brisbane, Queensland, the youngest of 4 children in a working-class family where love was abundant and money was tight. His father worked as a truck driver. His mother kept the household running, and young Jamie grew up in a home filled with music, storytelling, and the kind of rough-and-tumble humor that shaped his early sense of comedy. From childhood, he was a natural performer, always making his siblings laugh, putting on little shows in the backyard, and dreaming of the stage even when life felt small. He left school early, took on odd jobs, construction, sales, anything to pay the bills. But comedy was always calling. In the late 1970s, he began performing stand-up in local pubs and clubs around Brisbane, honing a style that was cheeky, quick-witted, and never mean-spirited. He was funny without being cruel, sharp without being cynical, a rare balance that made audiences feel safe laughing with him. His big break came in the early 1980s when he created Agro, a loud, mischievous, green-haired puppet with an attitude and a thick Queensland accent. Agro debuted on Brisbane television and quickly became a sensation. Kids adored him, parents laughed despite themselves, and the character's cheeky one-liners and playful rudeness, always just tame enough for family viewing, made him a household name across Australia. Jamie voiced and puppeteered Agro for over 30 years. On Agro's Cartoon Connection, Agro's Big Laughs, and countless appearances on Good Morning Australia, The Midday Show, and beyond. Agro wasn't just a puppet. He was a cultural phenomenon, an irreverent, lovable larrikin who could say things no human host could get away with. Jamie's skill in bringing Agro to life, his timing, his improv, his ability to make a felt character feel completely real, was extraordinary. Generations of Australian children grew up with Agro's voice in their living rooms, and even as adults they still smile when they hear that distinctive cackle. Behind the puppet and the spotlight, Jamie was a devoted family man. He married his wife Rosalind Dunn in the late 1970s, and their marriage lasted more than 45 years. Rose was his partner in every sense, supporting his career, raising their children, and keeping their home filled with laughter even during the long hours and travel that television demanded. They had 2 children, a son and a daughter, who grew up surrounded by the chaos and joy of show business, but were always shielded from its harsher edges. Jamie was a proud, hands-on father, coaching his son's football teams, attending every school event, and making sure his kids knew they were loved far more than any stage applause. In his later years, he became a doting grandfather, delighting in the next generation with the same playful energy he once gave Agro. Rose and the family were his quiet center. The people he came home to after every show, every tour, every long day. Jamie's lifestyle was warm, unpretentious, and deeply connected to the things that mattered. After retiring Agro from regular television in the early 2000s, he and Rose settled into a comfortable life in Brisbane's northern suburbs. Nothing flashy, just a home filled with family photos, golf memorabilia, and the sound of grandchildren running around. He loved simple pleasures: playing golf with old friends, watching cricket and rugby league, fishing when he could get away, and spending long afternoons with Rose and the family. He remained active in charity work, particularly children's hospitals and veterans' causes, always giving back with the same humility he brought to his performances. His net worth at the time of his passing was estimated around 4 to 7 million Australian dollars. Earned through decades of television contracts, live shows, corporate events, merchandise, and residuals from Agro's long run. But Jamie lived modestly, focusing on family, friendship, and the quiet satisfaction of a life well lived. The tributes that followed his passing have been overwhelming in their warmth and love. Co-stars from Agro's Cartoon Connection, Channel 9 colleagues, and childhood fans now in their 40s and 50s shared memories of how Jamie and Agro made Saturday mornings magical. Comedians, broadcasters, and everyday Australians posted clips of Agro's most iconic moments, tears mingling with laughter as they remembered how he made them feel safe, entertained, and part of something bigger. At 79, after a life of laughter, family, and service to the joy of others, his departure feels like the final curtain on a beautiful show. Yet his voice, his humor, his kindness continue to echo in lounge rooms, in memories, in the smiles of people who still say, "Where's the cue ball going?" with a grin. As we say goodbye to Jamie Dunn, a husband, father, grandfather, friend, entertainer, and one of the warmest souls Australian television has ever known, we're reminded to laugh freely, to love deeply, and to never stop finding joy in the simple act of making someone smile. Thank you, Jamie, for Agro, for the Saturday mornings, for the laughter that carried so many childhoods. Rest in peace. Your voice still rings out across every living room in the country. If this tribute to Jamie Dunn's wonderful life, his unforgettable character Agro, and the love he shared with his family moved you or brought back memories of Saturday mornings with his voice in your lounge room, please like the video and subscribe for more heartfelt stories honoring the legends who made childhood feel magical. Your support keeps their memories alive. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Where's the cue ball going? Straight into our hearts, Jamie. Forever.